Wow, I feel so much better about myself. I had a tough meeting before I came over, and so I want to thank George Andrews, who's really, he's my friend, but more than being my friend, he's also my banker, which is why I'm here today, because got to keep your banker happy. Good thing about George is our relationship goes back my entire political career. So I first ran for office, young skinny guy back then in 1998, and the account that I opened my first campaign with in 1998 when I only had a few $100 was with Capital City Bank because I believe in what you all are doing. So I am not new to your banking association or your banks. And when I grew my campaign account from a few $1,000s, which it was back in 1998, and then I got elected to the Georgia State Senate, and then when I turned 40, I got elected mayor, and now I've got a couple of $1 million in my account. It's at the same bank, Capital City Bank of the city of Atlanta. So I think that speaks to how I feel about Mr. Andrews. They give back so much. And I also think that our city and our states play an essential role in encouraging economic development and providing for the least of these. And your banks do a particularly excellent job of doing that. I also want to acknowledge Michael Grant, the president of your association, and Doyle Mitchell, your board chair, for really making some time in your schedule to allow me to come. I was really heartened to learn that the theme of your conference this year really is focusing on community service and building neighborhoods across our cities in America. Business people rightfully have the interest of focusing on making money. Certainly banks. I definitely want you to make money. But I also think that we all owe a debt to the people that we serve. And you all focus on that in a particularly exciting way. I think we've all been through very tough times. I got sworn in on January 4th, 2010. So I'm just glad to see so many of you here. And you all are smiling and are in a good mood, so that means that we've been getting through these tough times together. I know that on the first day that I got sworn into office, they told me that all the city had in the bank was $7.4 million. And the first thing that I did as mayor was to sign a tax anticipation note loan so that the city's payroll would not bounce. I remember that day vividly. It's probably one of the best things that happened to me as mayor, because it was at that moment, my CFO, Jim Beard, is here with me today, I decided that the city of Atlanta was never going to be in that posture again. And with the help of banks like Capital City and banks like Citizens Trust, which are so ably led by your colleagues, we really have turned the tide, and we have a different story to tell in Atlanta. We have a story to tell of a city that, without raising property taxes, has grown our cash reserves from 7.4 million actually to 126.9 million, and received a clean audit, unqualified, from KPMG in a 38-month period of time. We have a city that has gone from having spikes in crime, police being off on Fridays, City Hall being closed on Fridays, to hiring 800 police officers. Violent crime in our city is down 17%. Last year, 83 people were murdered in the city of Atlanta. One murder is too many, but that is the second lowest number of people who've been killed in our town since Lyndon Baines Johnson was president. So we're turning the tide. And about 40 years ago, there's a wonderful giant of a man named Maynard Jackson, who was absolutely committed to inclusion, because he understood that you all do not want a guarantee of an equal outcome. You want an equal opportunity to compete for business and work. So I don't think it's an accident that out of the 10 largest banks in your coalition, 2 of them are anchored in the city of Atlanta, where our minority participation is unmatched by any major city in the United States of America, excluding no one. So since I have been mayor, we have had more than 32% of our procurement opportunities have gone to women and men from a variety of backgrounds. When you spend money at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, which is the most successful passenger airport on the planet Earth, hosting 95 million passengers last year, being #1 for 16 years in a row, hosting 10 million more passengers than Beijing, China. When you spend money, I know the Chinese love to talk about being #1, so y'all have to forgive me that. When you spend money at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, there is a 39% chance that you're spending money with a woman or minority-owned business. And when you go to the atrium at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, you see Capital City Bank in that atrium helping those businesses survive and thrive every single day. And so what we show at Hartsfield-Jackson and really across our platform is you don't lose by doing business with minority-owned banks and small banks. What you do is you strengthen the fabric of the community. The truth of the matter is, and the reason I wanted to come by and say hello is, you actually understand our cities as well as anyone out there. I can tell how people are doing in the city of Atlanta by how George and Cynthia's banks are doing, what their customers are feeling like, what kind of decisions that they're making. And I suspect as I went around to the tables to say hello to you, I know most of the mayors from everywhere where you all are, the mayor of Washington, the mayor of Chicago, the mayor of New Orleans, the list goes on and on and on. There's also a role to play for folks in my office, and that is to refocus on your business as well. Because I do believe that in the midst of all of the challenges that the banking industry has faced, is that we have had a fundamental failure not only on focusing on minority banks, but focusing on small banks as we developed all of these massive solutions for those who were at the very top. And I think, candidly, that solution is going to occur with mayors. Because as evidenced by the fact that Washington, D.C. is closed right now, there's really not a lot of action going on up there. I think mayors can make different decisions. I think that we can talk to our local businesses. I think that we can talk to our large corporate businesses, and we can encourage them not to bring you the risky loan, the loan where you're taking a chance on somebody, although that's essential to what you do, but to bring you the airport loan. It's got a 99.999% chance of being repaid. I stand with individuals who believe in that concept. So I'm hopeful that your organization will engage mayors directly. Because I'm here to tell you all, in the future, mayors are going to be where the action is. If you go to the 50 largest metros in the United States of America, that accounts for more than 70% of the United States of America's GDP. And in order to change a regulation or in order to do business with you, I don't need 218 votes in Congress, and I don't need 91 votes from the Georgia House of Representatives. I need 8 votes from the Atlanta City Council. So let's scale that across the United States of America so that your organization grows and grows and grows. But I came by this way today to let you know that I value what you do, and I look forward to giving you a hand. Over the next 4 years in the city of Atlanta, we have a $6 billion capital program at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. We're building a 6th runway at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport that will be about $2 billion. We have approved a $1.1 billion stadium with 31% minority participation in the city of Atlanta. I'm going to be building a $650 million water reservoir north of the city of Atlanta. We're $2 billion through a $4 billion capital program. So I would love to see a syndicate of black-owned banks in the United States of America come and decide that you want to finance some of our debt, because I think that's really where the future is. And when you all send your meeting request, make sure to let me know that you're only interested in meeting with Jim about the good stuff, because you are really worthy of that. And y'all have got a pretty big photographer over here. I guess he's giving me the hook. But welcome to the city of Atlanta, everybody. I really appreciate you. God bless you.
Well, I can see why the people of Atlanta love this mayor. Mayor, we have an award. Cynthia Day and Rebecca Young, please come to the stage, please. Mayor, you knew this man. He was an icon in our organization, James E. Young. He was an absolutely phenomenal person with the highest standards of integrity, very brilliant man. He mentored a lot of people. Two of the folks, Mayor, that he mentored are Cynthia Day and Michael Grant. He saw us through very difficult training, and he was always there. And so when we give you the James E. Young Leadership Excellence Award, it is really the highest honor we could give to you.